Hello and welcome back to Meat City Gaming. JD here with another episode of World of Tanks Battle Bites, and today we are in the Tier VIII Panther II, the German medium tank, and this is during the on-track event that's currently going on for the E50M line, which of course includes the Panther II, the E50, and then culminates in the E50M at the top of that tech tree line. So this is an encounter battle and we're on Cliff, and I am going to head to my favorite location on Cliff, and it's my favorite location on any mode, but it's especially important on an encounter battle because the flag location is right about on top of where I'm going to go. So what I like to do, if I'm in any kind of tank with any mobility or speed, I like to rush up on the path that I'm taking now and end up in the E3 kind of area where you're up on the plateau that overlooks the little valley that runs up and down the road that goes down the one line. I feel like it's a good location to provide support at a couple of different spots that may need it. You can shoot down into the valley if the enemy tanks push towards your base and are in that middle road between the two big flanks. You can also shoot towards the hill. You can shoot up to the lighthouse, and if you're being aggressive, you can push toward the enemy base from the plateau and eventually shoot down into the enemy base or shoot off to the side towards the center of the map where sometimes tanks will be fighting for the hill. So we took one snapshot on the move as we were getting ourselves into position, and it went in, which was great. But you really want to make sure you get out of that position as quickly as possible, because that's when you're vulnerable, when you're crossing that first open passageway before you get to the safety of these slopes here. So we're engaging an AMX 5120, the French Tier 9 heavy tank with an autoloader on it. And we were angled pretty well there, so we were able to take probably one or two of his hits, I think, bounced, and when another one or two went in. So we took more damage than I would have liked to there, but we gave as good as we got, and he's a Tier 9 autoloader, and I'm just a Tier 8 medium tank. So all in all, that's an exchange that I'll take. Not ideal, not a great one, but it was okay. So once again, we're going to back out here, trying to bait the shot, and we did. And boy, I really thought I had the tank angled well enough to bounce that, but that one went in, and then the AMX 1375, we are angled well enough to prevent his shots from going in. So the reason I like this location, another reason, is that you can use your armor, and you're safe from artillery, first of all, right? The artillery shadow created by the big mountain in the middle, that's to my left right now, means that artillery is not going to be able to shoot at me unless they're in a really, really weird location way to the west or the east. So now we're just looking for shots. There goes one that we thread in. I think that was in the Type 59. And there again is the AMX 120. And we put one in and quickly bounce back and fall back. So now we're at the point where we really, really don't want to take a hit. We might be able to take one, but we definitely can't take two for most of these tanks. So we're going to try and play extremely carefully. And we put a big hit into the AMX there. I was hoping that would eliminate him, but he's left on a sliver of health. We're not able to get him because he backs up, but an ally finishes him off. And now we have some shots at another enemy crossing in front of us. We put in a damaging shot into the engine, so we slow that guy down a little bit, and here he's pushing on an ally, and we get an ammo rack, but it's an ammo rack for 200 damage, so not really a bonus for our ammo rack there, but still looked pretty cool as he flew through the air and we blew his head off at the same time. So the AMX 1375 pushes aggressively, kills off our friendly scout, and now he puts a couple shots into us, but thankfully his gun is not high enough penetration to go through us. We're not angled well here, but just enough. We've got our frontal plate towards him, and we're at some nice range where he can't really target weak spots or anything else. So we're able to trade, take a couple bounces, and eliminate that light tank from the game as well. And look at that. It looks like our allies have pushed well and played well throughout this battle. In both the far west flank and to the east, they won the hill by the lighthouse, and now it's just cleanup time. So because the on-track event right now is going on, I've got a couple replays for the Panther II that are going to be coming out. I'm going to try to make these replays show some of the strengths and weaknesses of the tank, talk about the line a little bit. For this first battle, it's kind of a fast and furious one. I just wanted to show the tank in action, doing some things that it can do. It can take hits, it can deal damage. The armor is decent but not great. The gun is decent but not great. It's an 88 millimeter that fires pretty rapidly. The tank's mobility is pretty good. Again, it's not Cromwell fast, it's not light tank fast, but it's okay. This is a solid medium tank that does a lot of things well. One of the lacking features of the tank is the alpha damage, but even that's not that bad once you've got the top gun unlocked. So our allies clean up the kill, and we secure the victory So let's take a quick look at the post-game stats. And we can see that this was 5,200 XP. That was for our first win of the game, so it was doubled. And we do have the on-track event. And there are some other XP boosting operations going on right now. So take advantage, grind these tanks that are in this E50M line. It's really a great opportunity to accelerate your training. And we can see we put in just about 3,000 damage, and we blocked 1,200. The armor held up extremely well there. And at the end of the day, that resulted in a first-class mastery badge for this tank in a really quick battle. That's not one where we had to carry or it came down to the wire. We were in it from the start. We mixed it up well. We traded well. We put some damage into some tier 9 tanks. And at the end of the day, we are top in XP in the game. 1,410 base XP, 2 kills, just shy of 3,000 damage. We can see that the gun operated for us very well there. We fired 18 shots, a couple of those on the move. 15 of them went in, so only 3 misses, and only 2 didn't penetrate. I think one of those was off of a tier 9 for sure. And that secured us a nice round of credits there, just shy of 40,000. And again, once the doubles and all that was taken into effect, we put away just over 5,000 XP. And when you're doing that once or twice a day, you can really grind through a line quickly. So hopefully you're enjoying your time with this line. If you're up to the Panther or the Panther 2, really take the opportunity to grind through the line. Use these tanks as medium tanks, flank, support. Don't really go lone wolf with it because the alpha damage on these is a little bit too low. As you can see here, we were able to use our speed to get into an aggressive position, but we did it with support. If you're by yourself and you try to take that position, you will get bullied out of it, and there's not going to be much you can do because you don't have the armor to take multiple hits and you don't have the gun to shoot your way out. So use this tank as a support tank, support your allies, and find good spots like that one on Cliff that I showed you to help have a positive outcome on the game. Thanks for joining me. Please leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed that for future content, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.